You know, it's a good day when you get your brand new Citizen Brick items. It's been a while since they had an online release, and I'm very excited to check out their leftover Brick World, Brickfair releases. And on top of their releases on the store, I also have a couple of things that I got from somebody at Brickfair, and I'll be taking a look at all these today. Let's get on into the review. To start with, they have their pretty typical blue box here. I didn't end up getting that much from the leftover sale. A couple of different figures that are individually bagged this time around, just because they all have numbers to keep track of them on their part for selling them. The real standout for this order is that they have a new sticker, being the donut head. So that's really fun to get and ties into some of the figures that I got in this order. So with that packaging out of the way and the freebie, let's jump on into some of these parts. Just to get them out of the way, I got some of their brand new parts that they custom mold in-house, being their wacky inflatable tube guys. They have different shapes as well as different prints. So this is their weird frog guy. And I'm really excited for these. There were some that were exclusive to Brickfair, so I'm kind of bummed I didn't get one of the now open sign ones or one of the ice cream ones, but I picked out some of the fun ones that I thought would be cool for the collection, like this weird guy here. For the store release, they ended up giving out these black plates and then round tiles with the 1x1 stud on it. But that wasn't included with the ones from Brickfair. Another one that I got from the store is their cactus. And I thought this one would be fun for a Fallout mock when I make my next one there. Features great printing on both sides. And like I mentioned, it is a different shape. You can see that the bends are different, the arms are different. I honestly was a little surprised the arms don't move at all. It is just one solid piece. It is the perfect size to have like a minifigure hair or hat on top of it. And you could put it on a minifigure body, which I'll do on the last one. But this cactus is fun. It's nice that, for photos at least, if you have it the other way, it's a normal cactus. But this is kind of a fun little mutant guy too, so that's cool to get. Moving on to the next one. And this is one that I picked up from Brickfair. The hot dogs one. I thought this was very fun and fitting for Citizen Brick to do. The Brick World poster that they did had a hot dog on it. And just for Chicago culture, you know, there's a lot of hot dog lore there. It's kind of cool to get the two different prints with the neutral faces on both sides and the mustard spread on one and just saying hot dogs on the other. I feel like the text should be a little bit curved if the body is bent like that, but these are very fun concepts. It's cool to get something weird and unique like this, and it is very fitting for the company. Let's move to the last one that I got, and that is just the flesh underwear chest hair guy. You can see there the hair fits on top. Nothing on the back of this one, unfortunately. It would have been nice to at least have gotten the underworm printing kind of wrapped around. And I'm not sure if this one hit the online store. It might have been a Brick World exclusive or very small quantities online. They did have a yellow one of it though. And I thought this was just weird and unique. And just to show it off at least once, here it is on a minifigure body. So it's an interesting look for sure, but you can do it, just so you know. Again, arms don't move at all, which I think is disappointing. It kind of limits the play of these. It would have been nice if you could switch out the arms between any of them, and they were just like a bar connection. They could rotate, but I'm sure that would have added complications to making the pieces, so that's why they didn't do it. But let's jump into those figures I got. I'll start with my Brickfair figures. So I have this one here. A lot of their selection had their cursed heads, as the internet has kind of dubbed them. So right here is the Yo Gabba Gabba head. Has some scale printing on the back as well as the front. No outline in the eye, which might be a little weird. Doesn't look too bad though. I think in this case it is fine. Torso here on, I believe, yellow or bright yellowish orange, whatever it's called. This is the Spinal Tap torso. Of course, in orange instead of the light green that they used last time. This is a fun comparison. Here's the original Spinal Tap torso that is based more on the movie. And they kind of simplified it, made it more Lego-y. And I like this. It's kind of cool to have the all-orange figure here with these Zuba pants as well. I think having the orange highlights with the orange is very cool, and it'd be fun to do like a tiger figure with those. Plus 2 really fun hands, being the Freddy Krueger claws in that trans orange, and just a big hand in orange. I think it's too bad that they don't sell these in more colors on their website, because they're very fun, and it'd be nice to have like every color available. It's great to have an option here. Great figure. I'm very excited to have this head. It was one of the ones that I absolutely really wanted. That's why I reached out to Fallout Bricks to get me one of these from Brickworld, just in case it wouldn't be available in like a wide release on Citizen Brick. And I was right to do that, because a lot of the figures on the leftover sale are pretty small quantities, and who knows if the parts will come back. Let's move on to the next figure. For this one, again, another funny head, being a weird frog guy, I guess. This is a reference to something I'm not super familiar with it, but more orange hands, which is a bummer. Probably would have liked more variety, but it is what it is. I got kind of the bottom of the barrel of the selection at the event. Again, with the skeleton torso, but in white. And these Zuba pants, again, are a really cool color. I think these are dark pink with that same black and orange coloring printed on them. So the contrast of that is really cool. It gives it a very nice effect. I think both of these are really cool parts. I'm excited to have them. Nothing on the back of the torso again. And it comes with the accessory being the baby hot dog guy. Do already have a couple of these, but it's a very fun piece. Probably one of my favorite babies that they've printed. Plus this really cool trans light green hairpiece that fits over their big heads. I have another piece just like it that was from the He-Man figure from Citizen Brick Day from last year. I thought the hairpieces didn't come off, but it just takes a little bit of work to kind of tear it off. Not the easiest thing to remove, but there you go, comes off. So you could throw this on a different figure if you really wanted to. And I'm excited to have this one. I love the random parts. This head is very unique, and I have to figure out a picture or something to use with this in the future. It's on to my last one from Brickfair. And again, very excited to have this one. Another one of the heads that I absolutely had to have, being the Furby one here. It's in that satin, white, cleary type color. And also has 2 hands to go with that. So I'm glad to have some big hands and some unique colors like this. And not just another pair of orange ones. And purple Zubas, which I'm also excited to get. The purple and orange. Again, great contrast, great part. And it's cool to have 3 different colors of those. I was kind of disappointed that the ones on the website were just white. I think having the different options like this are pretty important, and the different colors probably are even better than the white ones. Torso, again, is a very cool color combination with that lighter blue and the orange. And the lilac arms. Don't necessarily go with the torso or anything else, but it's just a fun color combination, having the lighter colors with the darker colors. And I'm very happy with the print on the head. I think it looks very good. And comes with just one of these Beastie Boys Heisenberg hats in white. Just getting that off. I think there's some ear printing, yeah, for the Furby. Very big fan of this head. I'm really glad to have one. And I really hope for everybody that they release more of these that are readily available for anybody to buy, because this is a very fun head. I would really like to have anybody that wants one be able to get one. And the last thing for Brickworld that I got was a bit of an upgrade. This right here is the classic Minifigs Mando figure that they printed based on Season 2. And this helmet was custom molded by Brick Tactical. It's in that pearl silver color, so kind of accurate to Mando, but it doesn't have the perfect sheen. For Brickfair, they chromed up some of these helmets, so I got one to put on a figure, and honestly, this is a great upgrade for the classic style Mandalorian helmet. Big fan of this. I'm glad I was able to get one of these, and just the little things like the added shine to a part like this just goes a long way and just makes it a little bit more screen accurate. So I'm glad to have upgraded this figure even more. Let's move on to the leftover sale figures. For the first one, I have one of their brand new donut guy prints with a really great pink tie with the sprinkles on it, and just a normal chocolate frosting sprinkled donut head. And honestly, There are some random color ones, but just a plain donut like this is something that I've really been looking for and have been hoping to get in my collection. Back of the torso has some wrinkles. Honestly, this torso could be used for just any person. It doesn't have to be the donut guy. You know, people love wearing weird ties. It's nice to get the pen in the pocket there. And honestly, I'm just happy to get this really nice leg printing as well, with a very cool belt print. Lots of great detail there for such a small area. Unfortunately, doesn't continue on the back. And it's weird because a lot of Citizen Brick prints have been having that back belt. So it's a little too bad to see it downgraded a bit. For an accessory, it has the briefcase, no printing on that, nothing in it. And just the donut head is always fun to get. I do have one other donut head, so it's nice to add to that collection. I am noticing there's like some wrinkles in the plastic, so something must have happened in the molding process to give it some imperfections. From a further distance like this, it's not super easy to tell, but when you have it right up next to your face, it is pretty obvious. But I guess for a baked good like this, it's not going to be perfect anyway, so who cares? I'm glad to have a fun little thematic character like this. Let's move on to the last one, which is one I'm very excited to show off. And that is one of their brand new inmate prisoner figures. Has a lot of cool parts and prints. It is pretty simple, but very effective. And these were really cool. You know, the torso and the legs were the same on like all of them, but the faces are very different between the different figures. They had maybe 4 different face prints and then a couple of different tattoo variants for each face. So I just got one of the plain ones here. I did purchase another tattooed head, and it might be in this video right after this one if I got it in time before it got posted. But this one right here is also pretty good with the mustache and a little bit of beard underneath. I really like the Citizen Brick eyebrows and eyes. They always do a good job on those. Looking at the rest of the figure though, Doc Inmate, also on the sides of the legs, a little bit of printing there. And the nice little bit of shoe print is also very cool, works very well. And it's always nice to get those sleeves in different colors. Orange is one of those ones that they don't sell on the site. So just like those big hands, it's great to get that in more colors. And honestly, you could use these as scrubs probably if you had a nurse or doctor in an orange suit. That would work. You have to ignore the back of the torso and switch out the legs for maybe some plain orange ones, but that's a great option. Plus, there's this custom molded Citizen Brick shank or shiv, whatever you would want to call it. So it's kind of weird for a limited figure like this. They made a custom mold, and there were all those sorts of random prints for the faces that might never come out again. But for what you get, you know, pretty cool figure. If you were able to army build these, great. You could probably do some cool scenes with them. For me right now, I just have this one in hand and one coming in a couple days. So not like a whole prison worth, but maybe they'll come back in some mystery packs in the future. And if they do, I'll definitely try and get some more. I think I have to say that the selection from Brickfair is probably a little more fun than what was at Brick World. Just looking here, I'm really excited to have not only just these great figures, whether they are fig barfs or actually put together figures, but probably even more than that, just the really fun parts, whether it's the inflatable guys, a really cool chrome helmet from Brick Tactical, or even just the individual cool parts that are going to be infinitely usable in different photo scenarios in the future. I think these giant hands have some really interesting uses. You get a lot of different poses or scenarios out of those. The really fun prints like the Furbies as well as the Gabba Gabba heads are very cool. I'm very excited to have both of those just as a random pop culture item in my collection. And these Zuba pants just kind of goes to show why it's kind of cool to get different colors of different items. The different highlights just go to add some cool contrasts and just give you some really interesting looks in how darker colors like the purple interact with different prints, or lighter ones like the pink or the orange. And Both of these figures are really fun and cool too. The donut one just goes with a very fun theme here of just donuts. It's very fun to see them just go out there and do something weird like that. And the prisoners, I'm sure, are going to be very popular in the long run. Great idea. And for things like this that are very easy to army build, of course, people are going to want more of them. Overall, like I said, I'm very happy. All of these are really great pieces, and I'm very glad to have some more fun and unique things from Citizen Brick in my collection. If you want to see more custom LEGO videos or more Citizen Brick reviews, check out all the other videos on my channel. I've been Brick Ratty Hop. I'll see you in the next video.